There he is.
Oh wow.
I was just about to get up and get something.
No, it didn't even throw our little theme song or nothing in there. It just went
I
straight to
know. That's
us.
why I was like, oh, okay.
It just said, and we're right back to us. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we're still home and not to do of the fact of no virus or nothing. They're just remodeling our studio to a bigger place. So we have to deal with this
Hooray!
for now. That's why we're like all regular clothes, like
I
we're like,
know.
oh, we're not in the studio. Let's be regular.
I woke up this morning and I started purging my room. I threw away everything in my closet. I threw away all my own makeup. Everything I don't use is in garbage bags right now. It feels really good.
Oh, so you're doing your spring cleaning?
Yeah. I'm getting ready
Oh
for the
my
winter.
God,
Hibernate.
that's good. That's good. But like like I said, we have updated studio, and then things things were trying to screw with us. Like my regular camera wasn't working, so now I got to use my laptop camera, which is not that bad. It's the first time I'm using it. So
Honestly, I think it looks a little better.
right, I
Yeah.
was like, wow, this is a miracle. Hey Rosa, how's it going? Because I never used it. But anyway, other than that, but now our studio is going to be a little bit bigger. We're going to be having a thing for the audience to sign up, and they can come and see us watch our show.
How
So,
exciting.
and that this way now we ask the people the questions. You know what I mean? And they right there in front of us.
That's right. Hey, Rosa.
We want to do a show like that, with a live audience. So it'd be like the olden days. This show was taped in front of a live audience.
We could even do what's the judge, the cold court?
Oh yeah, the Cold Court is coming back as well. That is coming back actually in November. Um, so we're already doing a couple of things with that. So there's a couple of new stuff that is being developed. So you guys who watch us and follow us, keep on following us. We have a couple of new podcasts coming up. XY 101 is coming back for their fourth season or their fifth, I think it is, on October 14th, I think it is. No, what, 13th? 15th. On October 15th, they'll be back with their fourth or fifth, I got to double check, season. So that's good. Speak Out is coming back November too for this second season. So it's going to be good. It's going to be, we have a good couple of shows.
Right. And I'm
And,
starting my
and then
podcast.
your podcast is coming back with a new twist and everything too as well. So that's going to be hype.
Make sure you guys give me a follow. I'm starting it this Saturday.
Yeah, so there's gonna be a lot of different podcasts coming up. We actually, happy because the studio's bigger. We hit 30 platforms, over 30 platforms that we're on. Our podcasts are gonna be on crazy. And now we have, a couple of people wanting our audio to be live with them since we're live on Roku. Like right now, whatever, we're saying, you can go to Roku. And well, not right now because my new laptop, I don't got that system in it. We have to be in the studio.
Right.
But once we finish here, I'm going to organize the system here. So in case one day we're here, we can be live audio. But right now, I think in Roku TV, they're just playing the radio station. So
Yeah, that is really cool still. It's such a big step up to knowing where we started.
yeah, yeah. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. But we're trying new stuff. But we're gonna be happy. So, but other than that, how was your week
It was
before we start the show?
amazing. What did I do this week? I know I did a lot of stuff this week. I got a lot of stuff done basically. Like I've been
Mm.
planning so much. It's the beginning of the month. It's a new month. I got a lot of the stuff I want to do like done, and that's such a big thing for me because I used to be a very big procrastinator. Like I would say I want to do stuff and then never do it. So in these past 5 days, I've been knocking stuff off my list like left and right, and it feels really
Oh
good.
my, that's good though, because I tell you, I'm there with you. I'm there with you. I even make a to-do list sometimes, and I'm like, I'll do that later. It's like, what's the purpose of a to-do list if you don't do it? But
Exactly my point. So I've been in a really good state of mind, been in a great mood. Like I said, this morning I woke up, I was like, no, things need to go. I'm done. Like I need to be a new person once again. So I'm ready for that new stage in my life. Matter of fact, I want to tell like a quick funny story. There's this detox bar I go to in my neighborhood, and I've been going there for the past 2 years because they sell like organic herbs and they make fresh juices. And I've been wanting to go meet the doctor that's in charge. Like, there's an actual doctor. She helps with all kinds of natural remedies for all kinds of illnesses. And every time I go to this detox bar, she's never there. And I always ask
Oh
them,
my
like,
God.
be here, and I always miss her schedule. And I went randomly yesterday and I finally met her in person. And it was so nice because they have a sign on the door that says they need help, but that sign's been up there for like a little while already. It's like one of those. And she asked me like what's my like what background I have, and I'm like, it's so cool that these past 2 years I always miss you, and now I'm certified to be a detox coach. And she's like, oh, what's your like experience with social media? I was like, well, that's what my experience entails too. Like there's no reason why I had to wait besides I needed to get the experience in order to meet her at the right time. So like
Which is true.
it
It,
felt
it
really
all falls
good.
it all falls in like when you least expect it, like, oh snap, So
Yeah.
it happens. Like we were shocked. Like I don't know. I posted it. I don't think I posted it up, but we talked about it in Latino Huido. My hard drive went out again. And this is the second time with the same company with the same hard drive. Wiped up all my data, so everything that I've been doing is lost. But at the same moment, I go online on my email, and here comes a company that I used many, many years ago. And they was like, we missed you. You haven't used the server. So I'm like, I never had a server. So when I looked online on there, I had two lower thirds, the little things that come in the bottom of the screen. I had two of them on a folder in their company, and then they switched to a server. So
Mm.
I emailed them saying, I didn't know y'all switched to a server. It used to be just a storage. He said, oh yeah, a couple years ago we switched to a server. So since you've been with us for so many years, we're going to give you 20 gigabytes of servers free.
Wow, that's good.
And I was like, what a coincidence. My thing just went out. So now everything of the LDM network is going on to the server. And now they just send me an email back that they're going to give me like 2 terabytes. But it's our server. So like, let's say you can be on your computer and you want to put something in there or take a video out. These are things that we can do as a company now. So we have our own server. So things happen for a reason.
All the
So,
time.
you
That's
know,
great.
so I think it's just if you're not rushing it, like when it's the perfect moment for you, it's good. Because I had it on my back burner to make my own server. I even got some of the stuff, but again, that was on my to-do list, which I never did.
There's a reason why, right?
And now look, I don't have to do one. But he told me to keep my server that I built in the studio just in case.
As a
But
back.
their online server's been there for years, so I'm like, okay, I'm good. So, but we want to get to our stories now. But before we do that, we want to get to word on the street. And if I'm not mistaken, we switched our word on the street with 60 seconds.
Yes,
So,
we did.
but
Ready?
I want to
Uh-oh.
try to change something around. Here's a
Again?
video of word on the streets in 60
Mm-hmm.
seconds.
Ah.
Jackie O of Wild and Out and wife of Young Fly passes months ago, and they finally found out that she passed due to complications from ABBL. Ms. Jackie O doctor will not face any criminal charges. Jackie O has passed away at the age of 32. Pamela Anderson, 56, sported a stunning, makeup-free look Thursday at the Isabel Marant Spring Summer 2024 Women Wear Fashion Collection presentation as part of Paris Fashion Week. In the weeks since, the jackpot has swelled to a whopping $1.4 billion, which has an estimated lump sum payout of $643.7 million before taxes, according to Powerball's website. It is the third largest jackpot in the game's history. New movies and remake of horror movies are coming to the screen, such as The Exorcist Believer, Five Nights at Freddy, Thanksgiving, and more. Dozens of NYPD chiefs and inspectors have been reassigned to new positions this week during a major shakeup of the department's upper ranks, including 3 assistant chiefs and 19 deputy chiefs. This was your word on the street in a minute.
Very fancy.
The music. I thought I took the music off from the background. I guess I did it, and I'm over here trying to figure out how to take the music off. But that'll be our word in the streets in 60 minutes. So we'll give you a little video of everything that's going on, and then we'll talk a little bit about what's on the word on the street. But the one thing I wanted to talk about was the lotto, 1.4. But you
Yeah.
notice they said if you take the whole lump sum, it's 627 million before taxes. So
Yeah,
not
that
only
doesn't
that they
make sense.
took half of your billion that you were supposed to get, now they're gonna take out more from the taxes. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
because
That
I
is
guess
crazy.
they gotta split it up with all the people that like get 3 numbers, 4 numbers,
Yeah, but
But
that's if you take it as a slum. But I don't think I will ever do that
you
because
do the lifetime payments.
yeah, you give me my billion. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
then what you can do is you already have a certificate or something saying that you got $1 billion in their account. So if you want half of that money or all of that money, you can go to the bank and get it and be
true.
like, listen, I want to take maybe 900 million. Oh, you don't have that much money. Yeah, I do here. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Now you'll spend less on the interest of giving it to the bank than you would if you just take the whole sum.
Right. You could get a loan now and be like, yeah, I'll pay it back later. I got it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna play one, so you know if I won when we do another video, another episode, and I'm in the Bahamas or something, with my little soda, coconut cup,
Oh
and
yeah,
the
real
girls
nice.
waving the big fan. Nah, I think the first thing I ever would do is open up LDM big building, a
Yeah,
studio building. That's the first thing I'll ever do, and then buy the house, stuff like that. But this building would be for like us, of course, with a big stage areas, and then I'll have downstairs for the kids to learn and stuff like that. Basketball courts, of course. But I'm getting 1 billion. Wasting what 400, maybe 70 million, on a big building. That's not bad. It,
yeah, and it's not a
I didn't have
waste.
that money yesterday anyway.
It's for everybody. But that
Yeah.
is a good question. What would you do if you won $1 billion in the lotto? Comment down below. But let's see.
Yes.
I would buy a plane without question.
Who
I would
a
buy a
plane?
plane. And I would fly, and no more waiting in the airport, no more going to security, no more having to sit on an uncomfortable seat, no more having to look for a good airplane ticket flight. Like, no more having to travel when the airplanes are. I fly when I want to fly. That's how I feel.
I think that's a good idea. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm out. Wait, where you going? I don't know. I
I
got
don't know.
I got like 3 tank of gas left. I'm good. What's the next state?
I'm gonna go in the sky for a bit.
I, I don't know. A private jet would probably be good, but for me it won't because everywhere I go is mostly out of the country, and private jets don't really go, to another country like that, especially to the Philippines. You gotta have to
Yeah.
land and fill.
Do you
But
do you
it's the
think even
comfort.
if you like land in California, you still have to? What if you like land in Hawaii too?
True.
You know, though I wouldn't mind landing in those
I'll get my
places.
own instead of a private jet. I just get my own 747.
You know, why not? Might as well just get a boat at that point too, like
Right,
a
right. Think
whole
big.
boat.
Think big. I'll be having the second top plane. You know, the president has his plane. I'll have one similar to that. You know.
That you got air travel, land, and sea. What else
There
can
you
you
go.
ask
There you
for?
go. No, but that it's always a good question. Like, and especially if I'm working for a company. Oh my God, I'll have the best I quit day. You know, I'm going to work, but I ain't doing a damn thing. Sitting there, Charles, can you file this? Can you file it yourself? Shit.
Be like, yeah, here's my
Don't
two
play. I'm gonna
weeks.
get you fired. And matter of fact, don't play with me. I'll buy this shit and get you fired.
Real nice. How the
Right.
tables turn.
I know, right? Come the next day. Remember you said you were gonna fire me yesterday?
Nah, try it now.
I know, right? That's crazy. But the other topic that they showed was what's her name? The one that just passed away. They just showed it too.
The first one, I don't know who that was either.
Yeah, she was a Wildin' Out girl. For the people that don't know, Wildin' Out is a show that Nick Cannon made, and it's about on the top of the dome, and they make a lot of games, and it's fun. Well, she winded up with one of the comedy guys there, which is Young Fly, ugly, and she's so pretty. But I guess if you make a person laugh, you can have them, right? You know,
True.
he's a funny guy. He's very like quick with his words and everything. But she passed away from complications of her butt lift.
Yeah, any surgery is a risk. Any surgery. So I'm opposed to surgery, especially like voluntary surgery, like
Well, you gotta
surgery
open.
that is not gonna like save your life, like it's gonna put your life at risk. It's not a good idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Charles, what's going on, man? That's my boy Chuck from Pennsylvania. Uh, I know him for years and stuff. He Chuck was like the first kid family, the Comers. I met them when I moved to Pennsylvania to go to school. They were the first family that came up to me, and they were biker dudes. So I was a little
Oh,
scared at first.
it sounds like I already get along with him.
I was like, oh damn! Yeah, I see this big biker guy coming out talking about what are you doing with my sons, and because both sons were sitting next to me while I was drawing, and I'm like, oh damn! I'm in Pennsylvania, white person place, but they are the coolest people, and we've been friends ever since. So what's up, Charles? But yeah, I don't know. Anything you open your body is a risk. So not only that you're opening, but you're putting a substance that was never in your body in the first place. But she had pretty face and everything. I don't know why, but she wanted to get a butt lift.
It's
Like some of
the
these people now they're getting fake hips, fake butts. You know, trying to be Latin. If you were Latin, you don't have to worry about it. I don't know. You know.
Yeah, it's people trying to impress people that really don't matter, because at the end of the day, like people are gonna see you and they're gonna think like, whoa, like look at her, but does that really matter at the end of the day? It doesn't,
Yeah, but who
and
you trying to impress? Because to me, we had this discussion before. Females dress a certain way, and they'd be like, "Oh, I'm trying to impress myself." No, you're not. You want to impress someone else to grab that attention. Everybody does. You know what I mean? I was like, especially if you're single, there's no way you're dressing for yourself. You know what I mean?
yes,
You're dressing to get that attention. So that's the first thing people need to start getting out of their head. But they always say that when an ugly person is trying to holler at them. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't dress for you. I dressed for myself. Yeah, you know, you just dress for yourself because homeboy is ugly. You know what I mean?
and
So,
that's the thing too. I don't think it's like just impressing to like, oh, because I need that approval. But that's what it is. It's like you want the attention. So it goes hand in hand, like
right.
people really think that the only way to receive love is from other people. And it's like, no, if you are okay with yourself, if you accept yourself as you are, that's all you need. You don't need your butt to be bigger, your boobs to be higher, your arm fat to like be not there. You accept yourself as you are, and that will solve majority of the problems people have.
Yeah, it's a lot of keeping up with the Joneses type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, she got a butt lift. I want to get one. Because now everybody's doing those dreads all the way down. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Now it's getting a little ridiculous. We
And
already know it's
honestly,
not your hair. Now you want to double, make it sure that they know because nobody's hair is touching the damn floor. So I don't
yeah,
like that style. To me, that style is ugly. But everyone else is doing it because everyone else, is doing it. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, I do. And honestly, like just doing research on any of these things people do for attention, it's so unhealthy for you. Like synthetic hair is made from the most toxic chemicals, and you're putting it on your head, which is the closest part to your brain, which is what helps you be alive. It's like,
And it has the most open pores too.
that's what I'm saying. People don't think of this and they're just worried about how they're going to feel right away after they get it done. But it's like you're doing so much more damage to yourself in the long term than you're even considering. Like look at this girl, she lost her life now.
Yep.
She doesn't even get to enjoy her butt lift.
Oh, and left three kids
Look at
and left
that.
three kids. And I think the oldest is 8, maybe 7 or 8.
That's sad. That yeah, that is
You
very
know.
sad.
So now the father has to be, lucky her mother is helping him, and he has a couple of his family, Nick Cannon. All of these people are helping, to raise them. They were already there, raising the kids and stuff, because him and Nick Cannon are good friends. But when this happened, he didn't know what to do. He was like more crazy, and then like, especially as a man, like okay, I got to keep this attitude up because the kids are watching me. But then when no one's there, he's in the room crying his eyes out. Um, so all that because you wanted to get a butt lift because you wanted to be one of the fly girls on Wildin' Out. You know what I mean? And she had a pretty face and everything. I was like, come on. She should have made friends with the Asian girl that's in Wildin' Out. Because the Asian girl got a pretty face and everything. She got no butt. But you don't see her going get no butt implant. And she's been in that Wildin' Out for years already. So
Yeah. And it is very sad, that people even subject themselves to these things. And I have friends too that have done these surgeries and they will say it wasn't worth it because they go in thinking, oh, I'm gonna look so much better, I'm gonna feel so much better, and then they look in the mirror, and they're different, but they don't feel better inside. If anything, sometimes they feel worse than they when they
right.
went in, because you can't change the physical without changing the internal first. The physical
Mhm.
follows, and people think, oh no, I need to change the physical right now, so they get this tuck, they get this nip, and they get this injected, but you still feel the same, you know
Mhm.
it's
I think to me, if you are gonna get enhancement or something like that, it's supposed to be that an enhancement of your, not an outrageous thing of your, because come on, you went from flat chested to hitting across the street with your breasts. You know what I mean? Like it shouldn't be that big. And then you see everyone looking at you and smiling, and you thinking, oh, they want me. No, they don't. They smiling because this girl's ridiculous. You
yeah,
know
they
what I
look
mean?
crazy.
So if you get somewhat of a good size, I don't know what size is that on a person's mind, but real good size, hey, by all means, wear that. But like, come on, outrageous butts. Like, I don't need a end table. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need that. You know what I'm saying? A nice. I'm a small butt like a person anyway. So, when you have an end table, I'm like, and you coming up to me, I'm like, oh, thank you. I'll put my glass there, but that's all I'm gonna do. Like I, I even posted it up how girls say they don't want to start a relationship in a lie, but at that same moment they got fake eyelashes, fake hair, fake butt, fake hips. You know what I mean? You already started off with a lie,
Yeah,
so and then you're gonna try to act like it's yours. You don't even mention, you don't mention that these are fake. You try to make it seem like it's yours, and you'll get upset when someone be like, "That ain't yours." Oh yeah, it is. I brought it. Like I'm like, okay.
sick.
Listen, like she said, you got to find your inner beauty first. I always think, no matter what it is, especially like I seen this lady. She had um, the Michael Jackson effect, that little spots. But then I seen her again. It's getting worse and worse. But you see her walking, most confident. She's like, and people looking at her, and you can tell they're not looking at her for the spots because she is beautiful. But it's that confident that made her even more. Like they probably don't even notice the spots.
Yeah.
because of the confidence, that she has. And that's where you have to, like, because there's some, like, big girls out there that when I see them, I'm like, dang, she be walking with some confidence, and people looking at her like, okay. But then when you try to wear, again, a 3 pound meat does not fit in the 2 pound bag. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be squirting out. So when you're working like that and you're trying to act like you all, now that confidence doesn't build as a confidence.
Right.
That builds as, yeah, like me no matter what, and nobody likes you no matter what. So that's
No.
where it falls apart. And that's why I think a lot of the big girls be like, oh, nobody loved me. Look at the way you dressed.
Yeah, and even to add on to that, right? Self confidence radiates from within because it's the belief that you have in yourself. If you think you are worthy, you are valuable, you are loved, you are good, you are beautiful, people will see that. They will pick up on it and they will treat you that way. But if you're out here thinking no one loves me, no one likes me, I'm
Hmm.
annoying, all these negative things, people are going to pick up on that and they're going to treat you the same way. So
Hmm.
you have to lead with how you want to be treated. If you want to be treated as somebody that's beautiful, somebody that's respected, you have to start doing that to yourself first. And people feel that energy from you. That's why when some people walk in a room, you could tell who's a boss and who isn't.
Yeah, it's a lot like the control. Like, you take control of the room, or you take, and even sometimes you don't want to. It just happens because people generate to you. And I tell a lot, first of all, if you're gonna walk around hating yourself, you know, like some people, even like a skinny guy that will like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go bodybuilding. I'm gonna get muscles and all this, and watch all these girls gonna, and then some of the girls probably like you, some of them don't, but you don't like yourself, so you're still feeling bad, or vice versa. You're fat. You're like, oh, you know what? I think I'm gonna get skinny, and then when you get skinny, you're like, I don't like myself like this. I don't like. So it's not nothing about how you look. It's your inside first, like you said. Then you can build the outside. Either stay fat, stay skinny, whatever you want to do. But your insides always match your outside, and that's what
Hmm.
But people will learn, I guess, the hard way is what they're learning. You know.
Unfortunately, everyone has to learn it on their own time too. It's like you could be 7 year old learning this, or you could be 70 year old learning this, and you could
Hmm.
be anywhere in between. But it has to take you realizing, like, oh, like that's what I have to do. Okay, I can do that. Like that's all it takes is
Right.
just saying I can do that. You know?
Yeah. Even with a lot of people when they dress the way everyone else dress, and then they wonder why people make fun of them. It's because not every clothes is for every single person. There's a certain clothes is for the person and their attitude. You know, you can't. I can't be walking around in a leather coat. I mean, a leather jacket and some boots and stuff. That's not gonna match me, and they're gonna see that it's not matching me. All because my other friends look like they bikers. I want to be a biker too. No, just like spandex, the gym clothes, all these stuff does not go with everybody. You know,
That's true.
and
And
I was like,
it's,
stay your
yeah,
lane. You
yeah.
know.
And it's funny that you bring that up too, because I've been reading a book. It's called How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie. Like Carnegie
Mm.
Hall, like that person, he was an author. And one of the chapters I recently finished, it was saying the biggest mistake people make in their lives is not being themselves. Like you're
Uh-huh.
so worried trying to make an impression, trying to do things the right way because you think this is what other people want to hear. You think this is what
That
other
you lose yourself.
people you're so worried and afraid all the time because you're not being who you're supposed to be. You're not being you. And you don't spend time figuring out who that is. You're just focused on everyone else. Spend some time with yourself. Learn who you are and be that person. And everyone will love you for it because there is nobody like you, you know?
Yeah, that's people don't. I don't think they get it. It's just they want to be what I call the sheeps. They want to do what everybody else does. You know, a lot of people. Well, in this world, you're half sheep, half crab. You know what I mean? Like you want to follow everybody, but at the same time, you don't want nobody to grow. You keep pulling them down. You keep pulling them down. So they need to break off of that. and that's the problem with this world. Like I be seeing people, like I remember us five. There was five guys that we were brought up together. Um, Two of us were brought up since birth because our mothers were friends, and then the third one we found out later on that our mothers were their friends too. We didn't know. That was a whole wild story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was like, wait a minute. You know, one day I go to his house, I see his mom, and his mom was looking at a picture. I see my mom, you know, and she was like, that's why you look familiar. She was like, and you know, long story short, they were friends in high school, and you know,
Wow.
they split
The
up.
world
But
is so
anyway,
funny like that.
all five of us dressed different. We had a rocker, and we were all, you know, Latin, but we had a rocker. That guy, he used to dress like he was rock. He thought he was, oh, you know, rock, but we didn't care. We had one that thought he was hip hop, you know. Me, who I was Spanish, but I was always around Asians besides them, and I always wore khakis, never jeans. You know what I mean? So and shirts and stuff like that. So all of us had something different, but the one thing we had the same was we were friends, and we knew that we wanted to be someone when we grow up. But
Amen.
we didn't have to be the same group, same color, hair, same all this. Just a. But now I notice a lot more people or kids. You can tell who their group is because they all look the same. It's like no individual person in there. You know, with the Latinos that come out here, I'll be like, yeah, you're from the campo, right? How do you know? Look at your hair. They wear that little ponytail up here like this. Either you from the campo or your parents are from the campo. But you wanna, and then you be like, oh, you're Dominican. Oh, how you tell? The way you put your hair in that little rabbit ponytail. Because you want to hang up with that same group. There's no
Yeah.
individual,
Yeah.
and or no friends to tell you, yo, that looks dumb on you. Yeah.
Yeah, both are unfortunate. But it's like nobody should have to tell you. You should be figuring this out on your own. You should not listen to everyone else and listen to yourself, you know? People don't do that. They're on social media all day. They're in work or school all day. Then they go to sleep. They're in, fast food restaurants eating Lord knows what all day. You're not taking time to be still. You're not taking time to just be in quiet, be in silence with yourself, and really listen to what's going on in here because there's a story in there and it wants to be shared, but you aren't letting it, you know?
Yeah, but it's easy for a person like us that found the way to do it and say it versus someone that feels like if they don't follow that one line, they're gonna get lost and go to the other side. Life is a crossroad. You know what I mean? If you're gonna keep picking the same side as the other people, and then one day they're not there, you ain't gonna know what to do. And I think that's what the world is like. Okay, what do I do now? You know, and that's something that my son came and told me one time. Well, I did my homework and I did. So what can I do? And I'm like, you tell me what can you do? You know what I mean? Like, why you asking me? Stop that sheep mentality and just do
Yeah.
whatever you want to do. But then he
And
was like,
some
no,
people,
I mean, like,
yeah,
what can I do? And I said, oh, okay. You didn't say that. You said, what should I do? And then he was like, oh, okay. You know, like you have to break it off quickly.
yeah, and I was gonna say some people know that they behave this way and they do it willingly. They think
Mhm.
that it's the best way to do it, the best way to be, and they don't consider the power of just following your heart, the
Mhm.
power of just doing what you want to do because you want to do it. Like people are so caught up on disappointment of others because they don't want people to neglect them, stop talking to them. They have this
Yeah.
idea that love is conditional, that, I have to be like do things for other people for them to love me. Instead of just considering, hey, maybe I should be the one giving the love first so they will give me love back.
Yeah, I know. But matter of fact, in Latino Juido, they were talking about uh, guys and the girls, you know, the communication stuff like that. But one of the ladies popped up and said, "Well, if the person loves you, that means they won't do this and to you, and they will listen to you and stuff like that." And I told them I was like, I always pretty much never liked the word love because people use the word love in a way it's not supposed to. You know, when you see a show, oh, I love this show, but it doesn't mean you're gonna die for the show. So that's why I told him, I say, if a man loves you, he won't do that. No, if a man is in love with you, he will not do that. There's a big difference between being in love and just love. You know what I mean? Love is, how you call it, like something that's you is always around and always you just got used to it. It's a
Right.
comfort. It's a comfort. So that's why a lot of people stay with a person for so long, but you'll complain to your friend, "Oh my God, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of that." But why you stay with her? I still love her, but never say I'm still in love with her.
Right.
When you say I'm still love her, meaning I'm comfortable. And that's the big word that a lot of people don't hear and don't understand. When you say love in a certain way, what you really mean is you're comfortable being there. So that's why a lot of people, when they cheat or, you know, everybody's going to slip once in a while. You probably go 25 years. If you ask anybody that's been more than 25 years, either they cheated in mind, like, damn, that girl looked good, or cheated, but at least once. But if the person that's been together for like 3 years only and been cheating and cheating and cheating and got caught so many times, you always hear the girl be like, yeah, but I love him. Never said, I'll stay with him because I'm still in love with him. Never said that. Always said, I love him, meaning, yeah, but I'm comfortable where I'm at. Or I'm fearful of moving to the next level, to another.
Hmm.
That's what that word, when they use love in that sentence, means. So that's why I was explaining to the other lady. That's why she stood with her husband for so long, and then she was like, "Oh, I never thought about it like that." I said, "Exactly, because I love to squash a bug. Doesn't mean I love that bug. You know what I mean? Like it's just a word. But the in love, they have to figure that out. You know, like some people are not even using love. They just like, yeah, I care for you a lot. My word was ditto. Like people were like, yo, I love you. I was used to be like ditto,
Yeah, I got that one time.
ditto. I was like, yep. Oh, I love you. Thank you. Never said, and they used to be like look at me like, I'm like, okay, or I care for you a whole lot. Yeah, I do. You know, because the way when they say love, if I say it back, they're gonna think it's that same level. So that's why I never said it to no one like that, because I'm like, ooh, don't think it's the same level. Now, if you say, "Hey, I love you," and I register it as a I love you as a best friend and someone that's always been there, I'm gonna say, "Love you back, no problem," because I know that's the level you're looking for. But if you're
Right.
looking for like a love you romantic love you, I would never say it, because you're gonna think I'm in love with you, because that's what you heard. That's not what I said. So that's why a lot of people, when they use the word, they have, because that's a powerful word.
It is. And
That's
it's
a
also an
powerful word.
action. It's a powerful action for sure.
So you have to watch it. And plus, how can you say you love someone if you don't love yourself? That's
Hmm.
one thing I never understood.
And
You
people
know,
do it all the time because they think it's conditional. They don't think it's just supposed to be, you know? Like they think
right,
they have to do something for it, not that it's already there.
right. It's the same. Like when I spoke to many females, and I spoke, I think, to two guys who were domestic violence victims as well, but many of them were females, and they always used to say that, because I love them, and I was like, that's when I started realizing, no, you were comfortable with them, and I got that by interviewing so many domestic violence victims and stuff, and I was like, wow. But the difference between the male and the male was saying, oh, because I think I was supposed to do more, and I guess I wasn't doing more. I'm supposed to be the man, but they didn't realize they were victims.
Right.
So, and kills them. When you're a male domestic violence victim, it kills you completely, because now you don't know if you're a man or not, or the concept of what a man's supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Right. It hurts your ego.
Yeah, yeah. So a lot of them is in that sense of the matter, but that word love can kill a person. There's a lot of people that always said uh, murder suicides.
There's a
Murder
whole song
suicide.
that said "Love is a battlefield," right?
Yeah. And a lot of people like, oh, I'm gonna take her with me because I love her. No, because you're comfortable and you're selfish.
Mm.
Because if you pass, that means she has to go to someone else. So that's where the murder suicide comes involved. It's more that they comfort with them and they selfish. So
Mhm.
they kill themselves and they kill that person. You know,
Mhm.
that's where the murder suicide comes. And a lot of people are like, oh, that's so, it's kind of nice because he took her with her, but it's bad because he took her with her. It's never good because it was
No.
a selfish act. It was not a
Yeah.
love act. It was not an in love act. It was just a love, you know? And I, once everyone understands that, you know, because I love this dog. Okay, yeah, but I bet you the dog, if I take out a gun and I say, you or the dog, you're going to be like, oh, take the dog. I'll get another one in the pet shop. You know what I mean? So you don't really love the dog like you think you do. You know what I mean? It's a comfort. So that's where a lot of people, I don't know if they understand. And, you know, I see that people popping up and watching. We're just speaking about emotions and love and your theory of your inner self. You know what I mean? So if that squares everything that we were talking about, I don't know. But it's in a concept like I see like you're in a journey that I went through many years ago when I started being a Buddhist. I went through the whole journey of what you're doing, like trying to find out what is good for you. You know, just like you were a little bit, I can't say fat, you were well rounded, like you were perfect for a Spanish person, you were beautiful back then, but you didn't feel that, even
Right.
though everybody else was like, damn, this girl look good, you know what I mean? But
Right.
you didn't feel that, and that's where I say, like I know a lot of people like, damn, why she lost all that weight? She looked it good. Yeah, she looked it good, but herself inside didn't look that good. Like her good look that she had outside was not matching her good look inside. So that's why she changed. I'll be telling everybody that's why she lost weight. Now she's feeling happy. Now she's smiling. Now, you know what I mean? So the confidence boils and comes out. But if you are one of those people that think y'all look good and but your inside is not looking good, then you're gonna live the rest of your life, taking
Not
scraps,
being good.
right?
Mhm.
And then taking scraps, what everybody want to give you, because
Right. Instead
you
of
know,
just giving yourself first.
yeah,
You know, the way that I'm taking this whole journey too is like people talk a lot about investing financially, but they don't talk about investing spiritually. I'm
mm-hmm,
taking it as that same route as like the investment spiritually is going to take care of the financial investment because I know what I want. I know how good I want to feel. I know the things I want to do. But if I'm always worried about the physical financial investment, I wouldn't be investing my time wisely. I would be losing more on my investment than getting a well-rounded investment. You know what I
yes,
mean? Like
yes,
it has been very revelating. Like it feels like so much clarity, like so much peace, because even I do like sessions with a life coach, and we were doing permission slips this past weekend, and my permission slip was I give myself permission to enjoy my successes, because many people would say, "Oh, I actually can't do what I want because I promised my mom I would help her with something." Even
right,
though you don't really want to help your mom, you're just doing it because you think you need to. And it's like
mm-hmm,
your mom will be fine, but I'm still gonna choose her over me because I put other people before me. Like it's a misdirection of priorities, you know? Like you should
mm-hmm,
always be first. How they say you should pay yourself first if you want to be a millionaire. Invest
mm-hmm.
in yourself first, and then you could help everyone else more than if you help them first.
Yeah, it's an attitude that the Buddhists we have finance. When people say invest in finance, we believe finance is you, because you're the
Mhm.
one that's supposed to make that money. So if you're not there, how are you going to make that money? If you're not there
Mhm.
mentally and physically in order to make that money. So when you say I'm invest financially, the first word that you're supposed to take was invest. And
Mhm.
invest in yourself, then financially, then everything else comes involved. Um, and there's a lot of if and nots about being selfish. And we believe you have to be somewhat selfish, in your life, because if you don't, you do not progress, or process everything that's going on, because you're not being that temporary selfishness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's me right now I want to worry about, but a lot of people don't do that. It's just like favors. Like when somebody calls you
Hmm.
and be like, "Hey, can you do me a favor?" When you say yes, now you took that person's problem for you. So like, "Hey, can you drive me somewhere?" All right, cool. So that person got to come over here, take their time, their hours, their moments of themselves to come over here, pick you up, drive you to a place. Now, I'm not saying that's not bad to do, but don't get upset if the person is late, or the person, because now, and then some people be like, "Yo, hurry up, I gotta go pick up this person," and be like, "Yeah, but didn't he ask you for the favor? Like, why are you rushing to go pick up some?" You ever heard someone say that? Because
Yeah.
in their mind they're saying it's you first.
Yeah.
You're gonna go and pick them up, of course, because you said you would, but calm down, relax. It's like he's asked for a favor, so he can't, beggars can't be choosers. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
That's
a lot
true.
of people don't do that. They panic. Oh, I gotta hurry up. I gotta take this one. And then when they crash their car, "Oh man, I crashed my car because I was going after you." Now your favor bended to them. You know what I'm saying? So take that time, relax. One step at a time. In other words, But there's a experiment we did in psychology class where they said if a plane is coming down, a lot of people will say they will save their kids, and then they did many tests where a lot of people didn't save their kids. The only ones that saved their kids were 45 to 50-year-old and up.
Mm.
Anyone under didn't save their kids. And that the whole thing is because they were financially into themselves. Now, if you save your kid and not you, how is your kid going to survive? He's going to go through so many heartaches, so many stuff. He's going to be probably poor in the foster cares. So he's not going to invest and prosper. You, as a young man, saving yourself, you still can have it sounds selfish and
Yeah.
cold, but you can still have another kid. You can still finance yourself. You can still make that new kid bigger. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's why they say sometimes the survival of the fittest, because of that reason. I know it sounds like some people probably be like, "Hell no, save your kid." You say that now,
But
but
in the
what's
moment.
going to happen in
Hmm.
that moment? That's where they did a lot of tests, and a lot of that people in that moment, their minds registered who has a better chance in making the name of our name, because everybody wants to make a name of their family, but who will have a better chance into raising the next generation? Me as a 20-year-old, 30-year-old, or my kid who's 2 or 3, and the plane is going down. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
plus, who will have easier impact. You know what I mean? So like, but selfishly, there are some people that like me. I'm gonna be in the plane. I'm gonna help my son because I already developed everything. He already has everything in him. I already in my mind knows he'll be taken care of. So that's when you will save your child. But someone that doesn't save their child is because they don't have everything set. And it's a lot of people didn't realize that, but we learned that in class. And then I noticed that when I started learning about criminals and all this, I'm like, oh, so that's why they choose a different path, because they didn't have everything set.
That makes a lot of sense. Even me, I've been spending a lot of time reading, and you learn when you have financial literacy, one of the first things people tell you to do is get life insurance, just so
Hmm.
your family can be well off. So the fact that it is 50 and above, that is when people will usually start thinking
You,
about that.
that's when they start saying, let me put life insurance here because my life is already done.
Yep.
So when you think of my life is done, everything you do from there on is not for you. You know what I mean? You're taking your selfishness and saying, now I'm good. I took all my selfishness. I found out what I wanted, what I'm doing, and I did it. So now it's for them. Like
Yeah.
I'm in that level where everything I do has to be for my son, for my wife, for the business. And they'd be like, what about you? I did everything. The only thing I have not done yet that's on my list is go to China, to the Great Wall of China. That's the only thing.
Oh, we got to do a show out there one day.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's the only thing. I did everything that I said I was gonna do, down to being. That's why I say I'm a jack of all trades and a trade of none, because I did everything that I wanted to do. I learned everything, even though I'm still learning. Um, but because like now I got to learn about servers and codes and all this. But you
That's
still
a good thing.
learn.
You never stop learning.
Yeah, you never stop learning. But if you stop, you're gonna stop with a smile, because it's already done. But I did it everything before I hit 30. I'm not hitting 65, 70, to retire to, because that's all a scam, you know.
Yeah. And what I would add on to that is the people who don't think that way, who think at a young age, I need to do everything for everyone else first, they grow up and they become bitter. They become
Hmm.
unsatisfied with how their life is because they've been spending all their time on everyone else instead of on themselves. Like,
Hmm.
I have so many conversations with people and they ask me, like, wow, how old are you? And I'm like, 24. And they're like, you're so young thinking like this. And I'm like, no, this is how everyone should be moving. Like,
Hmm.
I shouldn't be stressing myself out because I want other people to approve of me. I already approve of myself,
Yep.
you know?
And if you notice, a lot of the rich people, their kids, they be like all scattered here, scattered there. Give them money, and then they don't really accomplish that much. And their parents are working, making billions of dollars or a lot of money in the company, but they don't stop for that one moment to be with their child, because they never succeeded when they were younger. So they started doing everything when they were older. Like, they didn't probably make their millions until they were like 40 or 50 in the corporation.
Yep.
So now they still haven't hit that level of, the cup is full type of thing.
Yep.
But once their cup is full, that's when they was like, you know what? I'm selling the company. I'm going to hang out with the family, but it's already too late. You're 70, 80, your kids are already 20, 30, 40 maybe, you know? But versus the people that made money or came from money, they spend a lot of time with their kids. They travel with their kids. They do, and those are the ones that start going to these big schools because they had time for their kids.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between a corporation rich person versus a person that has it already and did it already.
Yeah.
You know, so, or they backstab their own kids. Half of the the people with money. Like, you'd be like, damn, because there were cases where a rich man kills his kids because they were going to get some of his money. And it's that mentality of, I did not make to the level I was going to supposed to be at yet. And so
Right.
if you're going to take from me, that means I'm going to fall from my level. So that's where you get these old people that don't give a care about their kids.
Yeah.
Like, you ever hear someone, oh man, take my kid because I gotta go party, man. I have to have time for myself. I can't do that because I got these kids.
I
That's where
have
that
heard that.
Yeah, that's where that comes from. They have not filled their cup into a level where they can say, I did everything for me. Now let me go. But once you have that kid, that's it. There's certain things in that level you got to take off. But in their mind, they don't take it off. That's where they come with, murdering kids, selling kids because of that mentality. And they need to break that off, you know. Set a goal. I think setting a goal where, because my teacher said, you set a simple goal, a medium goal, and a hard goal that you cannot probably get in your whole life, but that keeps pushing you to
Yeah.
try,
Yeah.
even though you're not. Like Great Wall of China, I know I got a passport, you know what I mean? But it's to find that time, to find the right moment to go, and the money to do it. I'll do it one day, but that's my highest goal. My real middle goal was just to win a championship. Did that. My medium goal, passed it. So, and then each 4 years, you make another small goal. Even if the small goal is to go to the supermarket every single day,
Hmm.
it's a goal. So you have to do a goal like that. I think that will help a lot of people. You
I
know.
agree. And that is true. People, you will ask them, what do you want to do? What is it that you want for yourself? What do you like doing? And they will look you blatantly in the face and reply, I don't know.
Hmm.
Or nothing. Or I'm good. Like, they don't they don't know self, and there's no script. There's no script written for that answer. So they
Hmm.
just settle on no answer or vague answer. unless you sit down and write the script for yourself because you've already decided the
Mm-hmm.
answer, you wouldn't know unless you took time to figure it out.
Yep. That's the same as family business.
Yeah,
You ask a person, what? Oh, why are you doing this? Oh, it's a family business. That just means you didn't want to do it because you don't know yourself. So you
right.
just did it because the family does it. Now, some people, they'd be like, wait, I thought this was son to son to son. Where's the son? Oh, he doesn't come. He has another corporation. He just kept this open because it's a family business. Meaning he knew himself wasn't going to like this. So I'm going to open up my own company, but I'm going to keep this because it's a family thing. You know,
Right.
it doesn't mean that I have to sit there. And a lot of people don't do that because I be seeing like cops families, they all cops. But then when as you getting to older ones, yeah, because my father's a cop and my grandfather was a cop. Never in their time they said because I wanted to be one.
Yeah. And this is even valid for people who don't have money. But for them, usually it's the emotional support that they need. Like the
Mm-hmm.
parents will be the one getting irate, getting upset because they don't know how to regulate their emotions. They don't know how to react to things in a calm manner, to explain how they feel, to explain why they're hurt. They'll just, yell and hit their kids, and their kids will think they have to always be a certain way so they don't have to, so they won't get hit.
Mm-hmm.
And then that in itself, when you're around other people, new people in school, you're always going to be like, okay, I'll do that for you, because you're scared. You don't trust the way people will respond to you. And even that is a form of like always pleasing people, always trying to do things the way others want so you won't get hurt, you know?
Right, right. Uh, we we only got about a minute, but yeah, we need to figure out as an individual, especially now in this world,
Yeah.
everybody's a follower. Everybody wants to be a sheep. I know we were losing leaders, but especially this past two
I'm
years,
coming, guys. I'm getting there.
these past 2 years, we lost a lot of leadership, um, and then they're getting upset at the elders that are trying to tell them, "You're sheeps. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about." And when you tell a person you don't know what you're talking about, that's older than you just became the most stupidest person in the world. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because that person lived it before you. Or of
Yeah.
course, like even a homeless person, I cannot tell a homeless person, you don't know what you're talking about.
They have their own experiences.
They have a lot of experience. You know, I was like, if I go in the street and I wind up in the street, I'm not gonna go to a person that just wind up homeless 2 days ago.
Right. You're going to go to the one that's been out here for a couple of years.
Yeah. How you did it? How you lived it? Oh, I took a box. Took a box, man. You don't know what you're talking about. Now I just became the stupidest homeless person because obviously he know what he's talking about. He lived in the street for 30 some odd years,
He's still alive.
still alive. So something he's doing that is good. You know what I mean? So a lot of people see that. Like I see elder people walking and I'm like, wow. And then I think 70, 80. Okay, what happened 80 years ago? Wow, slavery, dogs biting. Oh, and they last that whole thing? The Big Depression, all this
The
stuff.
coronavirus.
Yeah. So they lived that whole line where I just probably lived the biggest storm, the first big blackout, and electronics coming in.
I
But
remember that.
they lived the prejudice stuff that happened before that. They lived the
Pre-electronic.
non-building, the non they lived where they had to wait for the milkman to come and bring their stuff. They lived through that.
Yeah.
So for me to tell them you don't know what you're talking about, that doesn't make sense. You
That
know.
person will just learn the hard way.
And I don't want to learn the hard way. I want to learn from someone that already did it. Sure.
Uh-huh.
I think if I see a person trip all the time on that same sidewalk, I'm not gonna keep walking on that sidewalk. Yo, don't walk over there. I tripped. Okay, I go around. So why can't people do that when they say, don't do this because I did it and it messed up? So it's like people will listen to electronic stuff. Like you know how you do a comment, don't buy this because it messed up. Oh wait, that only got 2 stars. I'm not buying that. But you won't listen to a person or persons that told you don't do this because it's going to mess up. Then when you did it, you be like, well, I had to learn for myself. That's where you messed up.
Yeah.
You know, you learn from a teacher, you learn from your boss to do your job, you learn from the person that just tripped over the sidewalk, but you can't learn from an elder that told you don't do this. That's why some of the elders, especially the Spanish, oh, I can't wait till you get a kid. You know, the Spanish people always say that. Ay, cuando tú coges un hijo, ojalá que son las mismas que tú. They
Yeah.
always
I
say
know
that.
people always say that. You won't know until you have your own. And I'm
Once you
like, no,
have your
I
own.
know.
But ladies and gentlemen, that's all for us. Hopefully we only have one more week and then we're back in the studio. Uh, you
I gotta
know,
give him a tour.
yeah, because the rain, screwed us up a lot. So they had to redo the roof and all that. So, but
Now we get a
yeah,
new roof too. Woo!
hey, that was a sign to get us a new roof. So they gave us a new roof. But hopefully we'll be in and then we can invite y'all guys over to watch us and sit with us and have a conversation. So,
That's
and
right. And it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month. I'm
yes,
gonna be doing a series with a very special guest. I'm doing it this Saturday. If you guys have Instagram, I changed my Instagram name. Now it's Veggie Godmother, so you ain't never gonna forget me. If you guys want to give me a follow, we're going live this Saturday at 5 for our first episode, and we're gonna be talking about some really important information for people to take home and share with anybody that you may know going through a hard time right now.
there we go. There we go. We'll see you next week with some more information and more conversation. So
Bye.
take care. Have fun.